companies. Right? So that's one of the consequences of some of the latest technology trends. All right? And one of the key things that comes, I would say, inhibitors to cloud adoption is that loss of control. You're no more in control of your infrastructure. And a lot of people think loss of control is a big issue. Right? I don't know what the cloud service provider is doing with my data, right? What happens if he gives the data to FBI, as an example? Okay, so this is an important factor, and especially if you work in the public sector, in the government sector, this is a showstopper. If you cannot provide a convincing answer of this in terms of mitigating the risk here, it will not go ahead. No clouds will be allowed in the government, unless it's a private cloud. Okay, and this is supported by research. You can see the research there. Loss of control, integration with the existing architecture, and data loss and privacy risks. Top 3 issues in terms of cloud adoption. Okay, I was talking about the cloud deployment model. So you have public cloud, you have private cloud, you have hybrid, which is basically a mix of public and private, and of course you have a community cloud where a group of similar organizations who trust each other come together and form a cloud. All right? If security, data privacy is an important matter, if this is a showstopper, then obviously organizations have to go for a private cloud. It is within your premise, so what you're starting to see is that many countries are coming up with regulations saying that it's okay to be in the cloud as long as your servers are in my country. All right? The fact is, as organizations adopt cloud, they get used to it. So it becomes, in some sense, people get institutionalized, internalized to the adoption of cloud. Today Office 365 is no big deal, right? We all know that Office 365 is there. In fact, I would also think that even privacy issues are not a big deal, because imagine the amount of personal information you share willingly on Facebook and Twitter. We make such a big deal of privacy and security, right? Imagine the amount of information you share about yourself willingly on Facebook. And how do you know that data is important and that data is not being played with those organizations? There is no guarantee, right? But you do it willingly. And you feel happy about it. You feel proud about it, that I'm on Facebook. Okay? Cybersecurity came up as a big issue in the previous session, right? Jerry came out with that. Yes, definitely it's a big issue. The question that organizations are asking, does adoption of cloud make me more vulnerable? When I say vulnerable, it is not technical vulnerability alone. It could be even operational vulnerability. It could be financial vulnerability. So that's a question that organizations have to answer. So if you're doing a research problem, this is a good problem to look at, right, and actually find an answer. There are patterns in the industry that exist, and you could look at it from a research point of view. Now, let's look at cloud service providers. Okay, there are cloud providers, network providers, access devices. Layers, infrastructure, platform, applications. We've seen the deployment models. Who are the users? These could be consumers like you and me, people at large. It could be organizations, firms. Is it deployment model public, private, or hybrid? So this is the letters I'm going to use later on. And what is the scope? Is it global? Is it local within one country, or it's just a community? Right? So this is the model, so to speak, I'm going to use to assess current cloud service providers. And this is how it looks. These are all the current cloud service providers, and this is the kind of service they provide on those 5 parameters, which I showed you on the previous slide. This can change. This is as of now, it can change. But the important point to note is, I'm not sure if you have actually seen a pattern. All of these organizations, because I've been asked this question by governments, all of these organizations are American organizations. So yes, Taiwan has a great relation with the US. What happens if you don't? What happens if you're Europe? It becomes a political issue. Please understand that. There is no technology in this. All right? Put it all together. This is the system model. This is the entire system model. I've shown you parts of it, snapshots of it. So this is the full system model. Now, you can use this to identify interventions, strategic interventions. Figure out what are your key areas. I'm going to show those 5 or 6 key areas that our research has identified. Right? One of the things that vendors always talk about cloud is that it is greener and therefore it is cheaper. Not necessarily. Cloud can actually consume more electricity and more power. Remember 100 years back, we used to have those incandescent lamps where the wattage was 100 watts, 200 watts, if you remember those things, right? Jerry was showing you that 1950 computer in terms of power requirements. Today, computers consume a lot less power. We have LED bulbs which only consume 2-3 watts, right? At an individual level, the consumption of electricity has dropped, but at a ecosystem level, our consumption of electricity continues to increase. It has not come down. With the adoption of computing, remember we used to have a phrase called paperless office? Our adoption of paper has actually increased in the last 50 years, even though all of us have 4 or 5 mobile devices on ourselves. Understand how the trend works. Paper usage has not gone down, it has gone up. Okay? So this is the kind of steps that organizations need to keep in mind. It is not a short-term decision, adoption of cloud. It takes 1 year just to understand what cloud is all about. What are the standards, what are the service providers, so on and so forth, just to understand the landscape. Then obviously you have to make a business case. Your CFOs and CEOs have to come in to figure out whether do you have the budget and what is the financial implications. Then you have to look for the cloud service providers, come up with the SLAs, do the change management, all of the other aspects. And finally, so you see the time scale it takes? It is not months, okay? And the final step is when you start getting benefits of the cloud, adoption of cloud. It takes at least 3 years for any large organization. This is not an individual aspect, but at least 3 years for any large organization to take benefit of cloud. Why? Because cloud is a mix of pros and cons. Things that help the adoption of cloud, drivers and inhibitors, barriers. There are external barriers, there are internal barriers. And all of these things play together. Okay, so all I'm saying is, not that cloud is bad, but take a balanced view. This is a business decision. It requires strategic thinking. That is the message from this slide. Governance is equally important. We spoke about that, right? There are constitutional issues, national sovereignty issues, territorial restrictions, so on and so forth. So I'll not go into the details of that. Important thing is, if you want to deal with cloud, you need technical people, you need business people, you need legal people from the law department. Today, that skill does not exist. I was talking about the key areas from cloud adoption perspective. So in the same model, I've identified 5 things. You see the 5 boxes in yellow? Those are the key areas that you can use to measure the adoption of cloud, success of the adoption of cloud. Okay, I think it gives you an idea. As I said, I will finish my session with questions that I think can give you some directions about future research. These could be your research questions if you're looking for a master's or a PhD degree in an area, but remember it requires technical, business, and legal understanding. It's a great area for cross-disciplinary research if you do that, right? Okay, I hope this gives you some food for thought, and I will finish my presentation. Okay, the slides are given to you. I'll finish my presentation with a slide which actually tells you what cloud is all about. It is no magic, it is somebody else's computer, that's all. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Shah, for bringing us this brilliant speech. OK， 我想我大概稍微总结一下哈。今天 Dr. Shah 在讲这个 cloud computing 的这个采用的策略，它有点像给我们一个策略的交战手册 ，a strategic playbook for adopting cloud service, cloud infrastructure。那在这个采用这个云架构这件事情上面呢，其实它并不是只有把你的资料丢上去。那我们今天这2场演讲其实都讲了一个非常重要的一个概念，就是所谓的 IT alignment。你怎么样把你的公司要做的事情，你的企业要做的事情，最主要的那个核心的策略目标，怎么样把它跟你的资讯架构能够整合在一起？那今天我们用的2个面向，一个是现在正在发生的，怎么样去培养你的这个 在你的这个管理上面的leadership 上面的一些 thinking 这一些能力的培养。那另外这一边则是一个 Dr. Shah 介绍，这是一个更为具体的，就是 focus 在所谓的云的架构的采用上面。那不管是从最下面的最基础的这个 infrastructure as a service， 就是把云架构当成一个基础建设，一直到最顶层的，这个是所谓把你的 business process、business strategy 当成一个 cloud service， 这个是现在很少人做。那里面也提到，里面有一些所谓的安全性的这些考量，譬如说你的整个国家的这个资料，你愿意放到另外一个国家的 server 上面让人家去代管吗？这可能不是大家愿意的。那最后 Dr. Shah 有给我们一个 list， 这是一些可以现在在针对这个云架构上面我们可以做的一些研究的面向。今天所有的这一些投影片都可以透过我们现场，我们在这一次大会特别开发了一个 app， 在里面可以下载到今天所有的这一些 app。如果同学们在这个或者是我们与会的来宾在这个方面上面有什么样子的议题，今天 Dr. Ruffman、Dr. Shah 都会在这个会场这一边。那我们可以如果同学们有一些问题，我们可以另外再做一些请教。那因为我们接下来还有一些 section， 所以我们可能就暂时不要再做 Q&A 的这个部分了。这样，那我们是不是先 take a picture，take a group picture of with our audience？ OK， so 我们先拍这一边，然后等一下我们再贵宾往前拍。Come。We're about to take a picture.
Oh, okay, all right.
好，我们请左右两旁，就是坐在左右两旁这一区的贵宾、老师、同学都往我们中间移动，然后中间的比较后面的，我们可以椅子稍微靠近一点，让旁边的师长同学可以把椅子或者是位置腾出来，我们再以这个中间这一区的位置为主，上面的空间也可以占，好不好？上面的空间也可以占。那麻烦左右老师帮我们移动一下，可以吗？后面的空间也可以占哦，就除了那根柱子不要占，后面不要占，然后最后一排的老师都可以站起来，对，要不然你们可能会被挡住哦。好，可以吗？然后中间如果有空位，都可以往中间挪，就是中间这一区有椅子有空位，就可以往中间挪。好。OK， 来这边的老师同学往这边请哦。 对，这边的空位把它补齐。好，太棒了。好，很好。待会我会问说，第一张哦，我们就举大拇指，我会说 Are we good? Yes, I'm good。这样子好不好？然后就举出你的大拇指来，第一张试试哦。好，大拇指大概这个高度在你的脸颊边，哈，也不会挡到人，也可以修饰脸。来 ，Are we good? Yes, I'm good。好，第二张 Are you ready? Yes, I'm ready。OK 吗？OK, thank you very much。哦，真的哦 ，sorry 。好，我们要一个 formal 版的，来微笑正经版，微笑正经版。好，微笑就好了，露出5颗牙齿，然后把脸压低，会变小哦，修饰脸蛋。好，3、2、1，微笑 ，smile。Jerry。One more。好，每个人肩搭肩。OK， 好，然后来 1、2、3 ，together higher happy smile。OK， thank you very much。
Call your wife.